All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 cop stories, 7 minutes to 14, depending on the topics. Covers everything: vice, gangs, narcotics, gross, filthy, explosives, tasers in the testicles, you name it, we got it. Okay, I love them. They're all my babies. Now we're going to question and answer period. And now we have over 20 questions and answers that have been coming in. And you guys ask the questions and I'll answer them, okay? If you have a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com and I'll answer them. Here's one of the questions that came in.
Did you ever experience racial prejudice on the job?
Okay, good question. I'm gonna name a couple things here, and just so you know, and but let me start with this. Okay, I think our department went through some corruption at post-war in the 50s, and then of course in the 60s went through a lot of racial problems, a lot of racial things with the general society. Policemen are made from human beings, obviously drafted from the human race, so it goes on in there. And so, but I think the departments, we were talking with a friend of mine, our department evolved because we found that you cannot be an occupying army. You have to have a representation of the community. And so in the late 60s and throughout the 70s, drafting tons of minority officers, which is rightly so. Okay, you need to have a diverse, if you have a diverse community, you need to have a diverse police department. You have to represent the community at large. Unfortunately, it didn't get till about maybe the early 80s before we started drafting or hiring lots of women, because just women were not interested. Then they started coming out of the service and wanted different careers, and so they became interested. And you need to hire women. I mean, you have so many cases of women victims that need to be talked to by a woman, because it's just the way it is. I experienced talking to rape victims, and it's tough. It's tough. I have 3 sisters and 2 children, two girls, and my wife, and it's tough to talk to a lady because she's traumatized. So you need to represent that. So back to racists. So department evolved, and I told this before in one of the stories. There's 18 geographical divisions, 18 precincts in the city. 3 or 4 were heavily Latino. Then you had 3 or 4 that were black predominantly, and then you had the rest were mixed. So from my point of view, you get a recruit out of the academy about every 4 months. Now every month they graduated a class, but each class has maybe, after 30-person class, 30, 40-person class, maybe 4 or 5 Latinos, maybe 2 or 3 blacks. So they have to go where they're needed. And so the 4 divisions that want Latinos, if there's 4 recruits graduating, each going to get one. But every 3 or 4 months, because sometimes like my division, when I got there were no recruits. I didn't see recruit till 4 months I was there, so I'm the focus of. They're looking at me like crazy, okay? Because they want to see if I can make it, and of course, when they found out I'm an ex-Marine, all that stuff, then they lower the odds of me failing, because that time during the 70s, hiring mostly military, good Vietnam, post-Vietnam era, and all that. But anyway, so back to the original question. I got on a side rail here. I'm sorry about that. I get back on the track here. So I left the Marine Corps in '71. When I was in the Marine Corps, I never experienced any racism at all. Vietnam and all that stuff, because there's no atheists in foxholes, there's no racists in foxholes, everybody's fighting together, everybody's working together. I promoted quickly. I don't think it's because of my race, because I had my act together. I knew what I was talking about. I was the Marine Corps. I blitzed scarlet and gold when it cut me. Okay. For you non-Marines, that's red and gold. Okay. Anyway, just like the flag. Anyway, so I left that non-racist entity to come on the police department, and I heard about the great things about the police department. I think, okay, here we go. This is my next career choice. They offered me warrant officer to be a Marine. I left all that. Staff sergeant, left all that. So I'm going to try something new. Okay. So I go through the academy. Didn't see any. I was the only Latino in the class of 35. Didn't experience any racism at all to anybody. We're all treated the same at first, dirtbags, and then later on regular guys. And then when we graduated, we were not really officers yet, because you have to finish your 6 months probation, but you were accepted as you're going to be a policeman. Okay, hopefully. So here I go to this East LA division. Get my stuff on there on Sunday, pack all my stuff in the locker. Monday morning I'm going to report to the watch commander for my assignment. I have no idea. I don't know anything. I got a brand new uniform on. I don't know nothing. Walk into this room, 20 by 20, a couple of sergeants there. One sergeant looks like Fester from the Addams Family, shaved head. He's got like 6 hash marks. Everyone's for 5 years, over 30 years on. Been on a long time. Behind him was this 3 metallic boards, had all your names on there of all the assignments, all the cars, so anybody could walk in and go, oh, there's night watch, oh yeah, there's the car we're looking for. You had those little magnetic strips, that you put, what do you call it, labels on it, and you cut the magnetite strip and you put them up there. Okay, real sophisticated stuff, high tech. So it's all behind me. So I walk in, I don't know anything. I'm there an hour early. So I'm standing in front of this guy. He's got a German name. It doesn't mean anything, but it will in a minute. So I'm standing there, and he's down there working. This bald-headed sergeant. There's people at the desk, 4 or 5 paces away. There's secretaries. It's a busy business here. It's during the day. It's a police station. So I'm waiting for him to stop. I don't want to interrupt him. And finally he stops writing. Excuse me, Sergeant? He looks up. Okay, you can imagine now. This is 1972. Couldn't do it now. He goes, what the F do you want? And I'm standing there just looking at him. I go, my name is so-and-so, and I'm here for night watch, but do you know who I'm supposed to work with, wherever? He puts his pencil down. He goes, unbelievable. I'm going to tell you what he said. More or less, I kind of word this the right way. This is 1972. I'm trying to remember some of the words. Get the gist of it. He goes, unbelievable. How many effing Mexicans are they going to send me? I'm hip deep in effing Mexicans. Jesus H. Christ. And I'm standing there. Oh, great. I just left the greatest fighting force in the world. I gave up warrant officer, okay? And now I'm in a racist police department. This guy just, and he's saying it loud, like I'm talking to you. Everybody's looking around, and I found out later on they just ignore him because he's crazy. Oh, not crazy, but he's this way. And I'm just standing there. I don't know what to say. How do you answer that? There's no question. He's just making a statement. He goes, turn around, stupid. Your name's up there. Okay. I turn around. Well, there's like, night watch, day watch, morning watch, 40 officers, 60 officers. What am I looking at? I'm like this, He goes, you're in the middle plaque, you're halfway down, you're in brown. It had all different officers had colors to designate their sergeants, training officers, vice, and the recruits are brown. Well, I'm the only brown one up there because I'm the only recruit. So I see my name. Well, that felt good because, hey, I'm somebody now. My name's on an embosser tape, Anyway, so he goes, so I turn back at him. He's back at work again. I said, thank you, Sergeant. And he says, hold it. Oh, no. He goes, what's your name anyway? He didn't even ask my name. Oh, yeah, you're working with those 2 guys. Whew, I wish him luck. Wish him luck. He says, we're not doing well with Mexicans. And I couldn't believe it. I'm just looking at him like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. He goes, get out of my office. So I leave and I go upstairs to the roll call room, and I'm sitting there in the back in the roll call room, and and I'm in the back. If I said it, some officers come in and go, hey, I'm so and so. You knew, yeah? Oh, you don't sit back here. There's a pecking order. You sit up front. Okay, I ran right to the front, man. I don't want to be, anybody watching me. I don't want to be watched anyway because you got 40 guys in there, and they haven't seen a recruit in 3.5 months. So they walk in, they see, no, I'm sitting there. I got brand new uniform. The wool's nice and fluffy because it hasn't been dry cleaned yet. I mean, I'm a rookie, man. I got shoes on. Most seasoned cops wear boots. I mean, everybody has mustaches. Oh, no, I'm right out of the academy. Anyway, so he comes in, the sergeant comes in for roll call and blah, blah, and he is throwing out racial stuff all over the place. You got an Italian guy over here, hey, Dago, this is yours. And I'm going, oh my gosh, this guy's offending everybody. So I got it. That he's just, the way he is, he couldn't do it now, obviously, it'd be a hostile work environment, but he just kind of blurted out stuff to everybody and nobody really paid attention to it because it was just kind of funny, It was kind of stupid funny. It really was. And I calmed down. I said, oh, okay, well, I get it now. He's got everybody, not just me. I'll show off first, though. He'd say, hey, so-and-so, you got this guy over here. And he points to me. And he looks over ways. I go, hi. He goes, good luck. Got another one of those, one of those. Now, grant you, there's 40 cops in here. About 15 of them are Mexicans. Okay, because they've been there. They're all laughing and pointing at me. And I'm going, oh, they just go, forget it. And then as I'm walking downstairs, they're telling me his bark's worse than his bite. I said, in a couple of weeks, he won't even, if you keep you squared away, he'll just ignore you. You're just, it's the way he is. I thought. And it's the way he was. I worked for, around, and for this guy, around this guy, and with this guy for the next 7 years, off and on. Great guy. And then I left to another division, and he retired like 5 years later. But really, I mean, deep down inside, man, he is hardcore. You cut him, he bleeds blue, man. I mean, he's tough. But he's he told me to leave. He told me, come here after 7 years, come here. You need to get out of this division. You got more potential. Go over there and promote. They're looking for a job. Go over there and put in for that job, and you'll get that job. You need to get out of here. I did, and I was gone. I mean, that's the way he was. But it was funny to hear that. Okay, that's That's one little story about, and it turns out he wasn't racist. He just offended, he was an equal offender to everybody, okay? Oh, couldn't do it now. Oh, no, he gets sued now. Okay, now, we have a reverse racist here, supervisor, okay? I said this in one of my stories. I can talk longer now. I'm going to make up a name right now because I don't want to obviously use his name. So I'm just going to make up a name like, I'll say Lopez, just so I can, because I have to have the name because I have to explain what it means. I'll just say Lopez. It's not him. Okay. Top level supervisor, works inside, and I was working with a Caucasian partner because again we mix us, white and brown together, and we obviously work in an area that's got 99% Latino. Gee, who are we going to arrest? Latinos. Okay. All right. So we work in patrol and work in the deuce watch, 6 at night till 2 in the morning, and just met my partner. We're working, we pick up a drunk driver, he's a Mexican guy, bring him in, and Lopez, I'll call him Lopez, comes out and he goes, how you doing, sir? My name is Sergeant Lopez. Okay. And you go like this, Lopez. I'm, okay, looking at him, my partner looks out, my partner's white, I'm looking at him like, are you okay? Are the officers treat you all right? Is everything, where was your car placed? Are the handcuffs too tight? Really? Did the officer give you a reason why he arrested you? Did you get his names for future? You're going to be okay though? You need to see a doctor? Are you all right? Oh my gosh! What do you tell? I'm like, at that time, my partner had been on maybe 4 years, 3.5 years, booked a lot of people. Never heard this, never saw this kind of reaction. Okay, fine. So we just kind of hook him up, take him downtown. Okay, 3 hours later, pick up another drunk driver. This guy happened to be, which is really strange, we had a little section of Asian people living in there off of one of the streets. They kind of, they gravitate like all people do. You have 2 or 3 families move in and all of a sudden they call their friends and pretty soon you have related people, which is fine. I mean, that's America. You drive, park wherever, live wherever you want. But there was a road that had several Asian people there. They made, probably didn't make a dent in the overall population of this division with 190,000 Latinos, but it doesn't matter. He happened to be Asian, drunk driver. Bring him in. Same sergeant there. Needs approval. He comes out. What do you got? Looks inside. Oh, okay. You know what you're arrested for? All right, book him. Okay, so we get in the car and we drive off and we go downtown to the jail. We're booking the guy. And my partner, that's weird. So we get out to the car to go back to the division, and he says, "You notice the difference between attitude between that guy and the other guy?" I go, "Yeah. What is that all about?" "I don't know. It seems weird." "Oh well, you young guys, he's a sergeant. Woo, So the next 3 or 4 days, we'd arrest a lot of people. We arrest at least 1 drunk driver a night, sometimes 2. That's our job. I mean, we noticed that all the rest were Latinos, and he was over there, Lopez, really? Okay. But when he talked to non-Latinos, he was Lopez. You lost me here on this one. I don't know. Okay. So, so we found out in the next ensuing month that every time we brought in a non-Latino, which is not many of them, maybe we brought in half a dozen, we'd pick them off at the edge of the division would be places where non-Latins would come and we'd pick one off. I mean, pick them off meaning arrest a drunk driver. And same thing. I thought, well, this is strange. Really strange. Okay, fine. And he really had a thing about undocumented aliens. Really did. I mean, he really, whatever your idea is out there of they or should not be here, doesn't really matter. He had a thing about them. He loved them. I talked to him. He'd sit down in the car in the police car next to him, ask him how they're doing. I mean, how their families. You're not a social worker. You're not INS. You're just a supervisor approving my arrest, and I just want to get the hell out of here. So he did that. Another episode where he had a Latino guy that we had to fight, and took him to the hospital. It's another story on realcopstoriesvideos.com where he told us to take the handcuff off because this guy was okay, Mexican guy. Wound up kicking the doctor's testicles. We had to choke him out. The doctor wound up sewing him with no anesthetic. So that was a good one. Look that one up. Whew. But that was a result of this guy. He was touchy-feely. Oh my gosh. Oh, only certain people. Only Latinos. Okay, come on. Got to be fair. Okay, got to be fair. All right. So here's the irony of this whole thing. We had no parking structure for our station. Our station was on a major street. So we had to park in the residential streets around, our private cars, which is not a good thing, but we had to do it. And luckily we didn't have that many vandalism or anything because nobody knew whose car was what. And any given night we always had somebody driving up those streets to make sure nobody messed with our private cars. Okay. Well, this Lopez had a little two-door Thunderbird. And some of you guys in the old timers will figure that out. It's a little two-door with the removable top and a little porthole on each side, you know, a really nice cherry. It was black. He had it totally restored, mint, and he would park it in front of the police station. Okay, so he could come out they said he would come out every half hour and look at it, make sure it's okay, go back inside. Okay. Okay, fine. So one night we go in there to get an approval, and it's a undocumented alien. Okay, fine, I don't care. So he's doing the same thing. You know, how's everything going? Everything all right? And I didn't like the fact that I don't care if he wants to have a philosophical discussion with this guy about life and politics, but he was actually saying stuff like, "Did the officers hurt you? Did they insult you?" You know, you don't need to solicit that sort of thing. If he doesn't like something that I did, he can tell him. Okay, if I had a fight with a guy, I'll tell him. I have to tell him. I'm mandated to tell my supervisor if I have a fight with someone. But he was doing like above and beyond, like he's trying to solicit something and then write a thing against us. You know, I don't like that. But he's a sergeant. Okay, fine. So we take the body away. It's like 11 o'clock at night, midnight, because we're working that shift. So we come back from the jail. It's a long road. We come over the hill, and long road all the way down. It's just a straight bullet. And come over the hill, and we look. You know, we're going back to our station. We see flares down far away, and we see red lights. Hey, looks like our station. Nah, I mean, it looked like, no, it couldn't be. So we're driving. It was. We're getting closer. Well, that's weird. It's in front of our police station, right? I mean, literally right in front. They got guys out there directing traffic, and we get closer, and this is what we saw. We saw his Thunderbird, his baby, with personalized plates, of course. LPZ was his plates, I think. I'm not sure. I don't even mark on that, but it was something to do with his last name. Okay. You know, two-door Thunderbird. Okay. Now it's a one-door. It's about half his size. Okay. It was drilled into the back of a beat-up truck. Okay. By another car that's now sitting. Here's his cream-crushed car. Here's his car like this at an angle that hit him and drove him into that truck and made a sandwich out of him. Okay. And they got a guy sitting on the curb, handcuffed. Obviously, it's the guy driving the car. This Lopez is standing there like this and looking at his car and looking at the suspect and looking at his car. And we get out of our cars and walk up, and we have a couple of friendly officers down there. And what's going on? And one guy's driving. He goes, "Hey, this guy just ran into his car and took out his car." He goes, "Why are you laughing? He's an undocumented alien." Now, I'm not going to be. This isn't racial. This is factual. When I worked there for 7 years and booked hundreds of them, okay? Guaranteed, no ID, not their car, no insurance. You forget the insurance. They're not going to have insurance. They're not going to ever have insurance. So guess who pays all the millions of dollars that you and I are paid for uninsured motorists? This is why. Nothing. He has nothing. He just drove the car. He has no job, so you can't sue him for what? What are you going to get, 10 cents? The guy doesn't own anything. He's probably got 10 kids, okay? Probably getting welfare from the government for those 10 kids. You're paying for that, okay? Anyway, so we're just laughing. We're chuckling, trying to not let him see us, because we're walking away just busting up. Everything that he's defending and holds dear just got taken out by some guy from Zacatecas. Who knows where he's from, okay? So the police tow came and towed away the suspect's car, and then they towed away the sergeant's car to get it out of this, because it's halfway in the street, put it in the police lot, and he can come and get it later. That's a police tow. They're pretty friendly towards cops. They won't charge them. They'll just put it off the side, and when you get a chance, you bring your own truck and take it away. But so we're chuckling over that. Okay, fine. So the next night we come in with a Latin, and gee, how funny things happen. I've always said this, that all a Democrat is someone who hasn't been a victim of a crime, because all of a sudden, instead of being Lopez, he was, what do you got him for? Book him. Walks away. Now he's Lopez. Okay. All of a sudden, his bleeding heart. Oh my gosh! I have to talk to everyone in the world to see if they weren't beaten by these terrible officers. Who, additionally, one of them is Mexican. Okay. The other guy just happens to be white, which we know we're supposed to be blue. Changed completely. Changed in 24 hours. Completely changed. You know what? Sometimes it goes around. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. But that T-Bird was beautiful. I mean, jet black, shiny, waxed, gorgeous car. Not anymore. I don't know how you can unscrunch it. I don't know. I work on cars, man. Once that's done, the frame's bent and all that stuff, I think you're history. You just basically sell it for metal, get the weight out of it, and give them $300, whatever. But those are my two experiences. There'll be more coming on as you ask the question. We'll answer it again later on. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.